lady at the front desk where we see her brain splatter hit the walls, shotgunning the girl who is like cowgirl riding a Universal Soldier, and then shotgunning one of them multiple times in the chest while the dude hangs full dong, just indiscriminately killing every prostitute and every like robot killing machine that he can get his hands on as brutally and bloodily as possible.
Yeah, and like once again, because they're the Universal Soldiers, they just take so much more to kill. So like you had the full dong guy, and then the other dude, he's like this
he takes like 3 shotgun shots or something like that, like to the chest,
and you see every single chunk just fly out of his chest, and then he goes onto his knees and half of his head gets blown off. It's just unbelievable.
Yes.
It's so
and he's sending them flying across room. He's exploding their skulls, and then he gets into a sick fight at the end of the hall with Dolph, where he basically like breaks him across all the neon fluorescent lights that are in his room, and injects him with a serum that creates this elongated strobe sequence, blending Dolph and Van Damme into like one figure in the room, where he goes, "We are brothers. We are one. From this moment on, you are no longer a slave to the government. From this moment on, your mind is your own. From this moment on, you will seek vengeance on your oppressors. Freedom is yours."
It's so gets me
good.
Pumped, man. Gets me going. Yeah,
Dolph is like leaning into it, and he's like seeing these symbols and blood on the wall, and he's observing his own bloody hands in the first person once again. Like visually, the movie is so like insane and has such like unreal mood and mystery for what is like a direct to video movie. It actually kind of blows my mind.
And what's scary about the thought too, with him like looking at his bloody hands and kind of realizing he's alive in some way, is that this doesn't lead to any like peace within themselves or anything like that. It's like now they're fully sentient and aware of what they're doing, but they're still only trained to be incredible killing machines. So it's almost scarier in the sense of them being unlocked. But at the same time, you're looking at it, you're like, we've seen the oppressive nature of the military complex with this, and how they take advantage of them and use them for whatever else. So you totally understand why they're doing what they're doing, because in Regeneration, we saw what happened when they get sent at each other just because governments are fighting. Right. You know, or trying to free political prisoners, or trying to kidnap, the prime minister's kids or whatever. Like it's just so here they are being like, well, why don't we have enough self-awareness that why don't we lead ourselves? Why aren't we our own population? Why are we these like murderous slaves essentially? So that is what Van Damme and Dolph are promising to these Unisouls, is that they free them from their government control. And the way that he depicts that is through like these almost like psychedelic, like surreal sequences of these, these previously mind-controlled beings being set free, even though it does, I guess, to Scott Adkins's character, does kind of play as another form of mind control in his opinion, because when he starts tugging at the threads, Adkins goes like Louisiana noir detective mode. He's getting a call from this friend he doesn't remember named Isaac, and when he goes to meet him, he finds him dead, and it's like classic noir shit where he's like pummeled too. Like that wide checkered floor hallway that goes to the open door where he goes into his apartment. It's just destroyed, bloody handprints fucking all over the room. And then he finds his completely mangled body and skin in a way that this is the part that reminded me a little bit of The Return. It's that part when they find the general's body headless in the motel room. Oh yeah. That's what this aftermath almost kind of looks like. It's like bloated, but and just like things are misplaced. Yes. And of course, in typical noir fashion, there's like strip club matches and like a tape, and gives him clues to go to the next thing. And so there's a tape about the Unisoul experimentations that point him to the next clue. And then there's a nice little propulsive, score hitting in. There's some nice piano notes kind of in there, and he hits the strip club. But before he can get any answers, Magnus needles him with the serum in the bathroom. The great bathroom, by the way, I just want to say, because it's covered in graffiti and like newspaper everywhere. I was kind of like, what is the design of just all of these locations? Yeah, it's both the coolest and filthiest looking bathroom at the same time. It looks kind of dope. And it's interesting too, because of I like how it's attached to this seemingly like more hickey bar. But then you walk in and it's just got like crazy graffiti, almost like it's an electronic nightclub or something like that. And then the
Yes.
strobe effects are amazing. Like I almost had to feel like I had to look down at my phone. They're so aggressive, quite honestly.
Yeah, I was like warning to anyone who does have like issue with, I don't know, like strobe effects or anything.
I know that's a big thing.
Yeah, like a legitimate warning on this film for that, because it's pretty intense.
Yeah, and it's
like the first one
too.
with Dolph especially, and they definitely hold on it because they're trying to kind of give you the experience of what these soldiers are going through in the process of becoming free and being shown that their mind is not their own, which Adkins fights back against, because his rage and his memory of his family being massacred is so strong that it doesn't take, and he resists it. He doesn't, when he sees an image of Van Damme trying to be like, we're brothers, join me, his mind naturally rejects that because of his history and his experience, and it results in him getting into a great fight with Magnus at Sarah, the stripper's apartment, where basically he just starts like ripping through the room with an axe, breaking every piece of furniture in the living room, kicking him through the bathroom door, destroying walls and counters. Great ultra-violent detail, like Adkins's fingers being sliced off by the axe, or when he gets the axe from him, and that foot chop fucks me up.
Yeah, my brother audibly gasped. Like he was like, "Oh my god," because it's so kinetic. Even the 3-finger chop off that Adkins gets, like the way that he cuts these shots together is just so visceral. It's incredibly impressive, and I also love that this happens like 3 or 4 times, I would say, throughout.